We're with Eastern Connecticut head softball coach Diana Pepin getting ready for the season openers in Florida coming up this weekend. Di, you guys have been preparing for quite a while. Your basic thoughts on the season?
The season could be a great season. We need to stay healthy. We need to make sure that everybody is improving every day, which has been happening during the preseason, and we will continue to compete every day. I think that the season is what the kids want it to be, and coming off of a great season last year, I think that the expectations are high. The veterans really want to get back to going to the national tournament and winning a regional tournament, so I think it's a great place to be as long as we bring our newcomers along. So we're going to compete, and we should be very good in New England.
Well, talking about newcomers, basically anytime you have a great season, the next year you have to sort of, in a sense, rebuild, because you always had 4 or 5 real key players. Who are some of the players that you're going to have to replace?
Well, obviously, Nikki Mustin, our catcher, who was our leader behind on defense, she kept us together. She was the glue that kind of kept everybody going, and she's going to be very difficult to replace, as well as Kim Church, who knew the game very well and was motivated to play at the national level. So I mean, she made the AO look very easy, and she's going to be tough to replace, as well as her bat. She was consistent. She was about an average 300 hitter in her 4 years, so she's going to be really hard to replace, as well as Ashley Sullivan, who had a career batting average of almost 400 and could do anything, as well as she had a passion for the game. She wanted to compete every day and would lay everything on the line for Eastern softball, and she was a standstill in center field for us, and she's going to be greatly missed as well. So you're looking at replacing 3 key kids, and then Katie O'Toole, who played first base but batted 4th for us in the national tournament and came up huge with some huge RBIs throughout the season. So a lot of offensive stuff that we lost, loss of offensive production. So we'll see what the other kids can do and hopefully contribute. And if we are able to utilize the lineup and be effective and score runs and keep our pitchers throwing hard, then I think we'll be successful.
The last couple of years, you guys have really been knocking on the door. You know, you've got to the NCAA. You haven't progressed too far in it, but you've got there. Last year, you break through. You get to the national tournament. Were you afraid at all in the preseason of any kind of complacency? Like, we've been there, we'll do it again, no problem?
No, I don't think we're at that point yet. I think that the kids understand that they can't take it for granted, that they have to continue to work for it, and I preach to them every season's a different season. You have new people that come in, and you need to build team cohesion in order to get to that point. Yes, you may have the talent, but if you don't have everybody on the same page, you're still not going to get there. So I think that, yes, we want to get back to that point and hopefully win a national championship, but again, we're not taking it for granted. We know there's a lot of work to be done to get there.
At this point, this is your 10th year. At this point in your coaching career, have you finally got to the point, or maybe it happened a couple of years ago, where the kids are you have finally firmly established your philosophy? We talked a little bit about not accepting losing. Your first couple of years, you had kids that maybe accepted losing. Is it that philosophy completely ingrained now?
I believe so. I think once we established, it was exactly about 4 years ago, the what's important now philosophy, the kids really have gotten on board with that and have stayed in the moment. So pitch by pitch, out by out, inning by inning, and if we stick to that, then the wins will come on their own, and understanding that it's a process. We also, in the recruiting process, tell them we want to win a national championship, and if softball is not your passion and you're not able to conform to our team rules and what we're doing here, then this is not the place for you. So I think we've been more selective in our recruiting and gotten the kids that we really want and think that can perform here. So everybody this year can throw and catch, where in previous years we would do a drill and the ball would be flying and we'll be like, all right, you step aside for a minute and let them go.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, everybody can throw and catch and hit and do everything that we want them to do. It's at the speed that we want them to do it is what's important, or what's going to make the difference.
Talk about some of your returning players that we're going to see this year.
Well, Molly's our number one pitcher,
Rathbun,
and
yep.
she has worked hard in the off season to become physically stronger, overcome an injury and surgery that she had in the fall. But her bat, the ball is popping off her bat, and she's throwing the ball hard. She's working on different pitches, so she really has taken it seriously as far as making sure we get back there. Christine Aker, another pitcher, has done a great job of getting into shape. She's throwing the ball hard. She needs to give us 5-6 quality innings, and then we can look to utilize other pitchers like Rosie or bring Molly back. And she has done a great job as far as keeping our batters off balance. So if she can keep our batters off balance, then hopefully she can keep everybody else off balance. Kelly Patterson is probably the most, we call her stable, because she's going to get the AO. She's a heads-up ball player. She can play first. She'll play second. She might play short for us. She's hitting the ball well. I think last year she put a little bit too much pressure on herself. She could always hit the ball. She hit the ball well in the cage, but in games she just put too much pressure on herself. So she's relaxing a little bit more in the batter's box and hitting more line drives this preseason, which has been great. Ariel Cooper is a phenomenal third base person. She just goes after every ball, the bunts. She can hit for power. She has some speed on the bases. I think she'll do a great job again this year, and hopefully just stay composed. I think that's her main thing right now, is just to stay composed and play the game and play instinctively. Sometimes she worries too much about everything else, and so she stays consistent, will be good. Priscilla, she is amazing offensively. Strategy-wise, she is playing with the defense in her scrimmages. We've keeping stats, whether it's in practice when we're scrimmaging or in the cage or during the scrimmages, and she's over 600 batting average. So she's putting down bunts. She's looking at what the defense is giving her. She's hitting for power. She's stealing bases, and probably worked extremely hard to become. I think she could be an All-American this year. She really has made a great effort to make that happen. Does that mean that that's what she's working towards? No, I think she wants the team to be successful, and if that comes, then great. So she is giving us a lot of options to do a lot of things offensively and defensively. She's going to try to take over in center field and track down any ball and replace Sully, which is going to be difficult, but I think she can do it. Let's see, who else do we have?
You have Katie Denahanian coming back as a senior.
Katie Denahanian, who has played left field for us. She came back in the postseason last year after a hamstring injury, and she has a lot of experience in left field, and that's only going to help us. I think our outfield is pretty solidified as far as Katie D and Priscilla in center, and Rosie Menzo in right field, who played left field last year and did a great job out there. And she's moved to the left side and has put the ball in play a lot, utilized her speed, and has done a great job just transferring her offensive skills to the
And then you have Rachel Soychek, your other senior.
Rachel Soychek is going to get some quality innings catching. She does a great job behind the plate as far as framing the ball, knowing what the situation calls for, keeping the defense on their toes and knowing what's going on out there. So she will do some things for us, and her biggest asset is her hitting, and I think that'll stay for us, whether she's catching or maybe she'll get some DP or pinch hit opportunities. She's really going to make her senior year a good year for her.
Last question, Ty. What is this team going to have to do, or what is it going to have to improve on to perhaps get to the level of last year's team, whether it's tangibles or intangibles?
They just need to play together and play the game. They're playing too programmed right now, so they're doing the drill to do the drill. They're not playing the game as far as handling adversity or making adjustments as well as they need to. I think we need to get in a game to see exactly what we have outside, because scrimmages inside don't exactly tell you everything. So if we're able to make adjustments on the field and all be on the same page, then yeah, we can get to that next level. I think we have the talent to do that. It's just about building the team cohesiveness and the mental attitude and being mentally tough to achieve that.
So the Warriors open up their 10th season under head coach Diana Pepin this weekend in Florida at the National Training Center in Clermont, Florida, Eastern Connecticut. The defending regional champion, the #1 ranked team in New England most of last year. Di, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.